to BP the Bible Perspective. And I want to go back. I want you to see this picture here. This picture of actress Nicey and her wife, even though she looks more like a husband. And I want you to, my thought that I want to I want to focus on. The thought I want to focus on is, as Christians, we are failing to see, I'm going to put this picture back up, that this picture is the wrong focus for Christians. I want to talk about this marriage, but gay marriage in general. But I want you to, as Christians, we will, of course, abhor this and we cry that it is the abomination of against God. And what we fail to see is that the paradigm has shifted. And what paradigm is that? Now, before we get into it, please like and share this video and subscribe to BP the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. Well, this couple, Nicey and I believe her name is Janet. I did have her name, but anyway, shocked her fans last summer by getting married. Now, you have to keep in mind, just earlier in to 2020, she had just gotten divorced. And so it was a shock when all of a sudden she pops up in a lesbian wedding. Now, kind of interesting, she not necessarily calling herself a lesbian though, but that's irrelevant. She is in a, to me, lesbian relationship. She has spoken about her faith. And when I say faith, I'm saying her faith from this perspective of culture. People were raised in the church, raised with a Christian background. So yeah, she will speak about Jesus and going up in a church like that. Now, to me, it becomes, of course, obvious that whether they genuine faith. But here's my point. Christians would focus on this and say, oh my God, a lesbian, she's a lesbian, she's certainly going to hell. And I'm not here to kind of, anyway, to even debate that marriage. What I am going to say is, it is a mistake for Christians to focus on this, to make this their kind of go-to war. And they have with the conservative platform. And so there are two issues that have emerged as the front runners. And believe it or not, the kind of Christian right movement as a political platform started in the 60s. There were a few more items that they had to sort of scratch off. Things like prayer in schools, things like that. Okay, they said, well, you know, we kind of lost that battle, right? But abortion and gay rights have remained the issue. And this video is also a prelude to another video that I'm going to do about Pastor John MacArthur. I've done a couple of videos about him before, but what I want to talk about with him particularly is that all of a sudden this evangelical Calvinistic man, pastor, now is saying that if you vote for a Democrat, you're not a Christian. And no Christian can vote from a Democrat. Now, a couple of points I want to make with our friend here, Nicey Nash. A couple of things here. There's a problem with this. Here's the question that I want to say. What made her overcome her social conscience, right? To say, forget it. I'm going to get married. And remember, as I said earlier, what was probably the more shocking thing is that earlier this year she had she had the more shocking thing is that earlier this year she had. I didn't mean to do this. All right. So earlier this year she had just divorced her husband. I think it was her second husband. Okay. So that was kind of the shock, and like I said, without getting all into kind of gritty details, my point is, why this? Why would she make this? Right? Why would she make this so bold of stand, so a consciousness of stand? And this is what I want to say, and I want to come back to talking about. I think what the bigger issue is with Christians. The paradigm shift that has changed, that has shifted, is that Christianity is no longer the dominant thought. Christianity is no longer the most influenced thought. As a society, we have devolved. But remember that fantasy, it was just that, a fake image from the beginning. We've always been sinners. The idea that we have to pretend and put on an image. Think about this for a moment. She had these feelings, so this marriage did not just pop up out of nowhere, right? She's had these feelings before. She's wrestled with these feelings. She's wrestled with these inclinations. So this just didn't pop up marrying a woman. What has changed, and this is what as Christians we need to look at, what has changed is now they have overcome the stigma. That they no longer, well, whether it's faith, society, parents. That is the paradigm shift that as Christians we better pay attention to. The era of Christians. Now I want to read something here because this is found in 1 Timothy chapter 1. And I'm going to just kind of zero in on 9 when it says we know that the law is not meant for a righteous person, but for the lawless, for the rebellious, for the ungodly, for the sinful, for the unholy, the irrelevant, for those that kill their fathers and mothers, for murderers. And for the purpose of this discussion, murderers here, I'm going to throw in abortion. He says for the sexual immoral, that could be any marriage outside of the God-ordained sex. Notice it says, and homosexuals, and kidnappers, liars, perjurers, and whatever else. It's contrary to sound teaching. Now I want you to know, as believers, right, the Christian right is focused on the murderers, and I want to say abortion, right, and homosexual. But notice all of the other stuff here. About this, liars, perjurers, anything else, immorals, thieves, right? We can go on and go over and over again, right? That all of these things are unrighteous. All of these things are an abomination to God. The sinful nature is an abomination to God. And so the problem with Christians in their quest to purify America, make America great again, purify America, you hear them crying that we want to bring America back to God. Reality, no they don't. What they want to restore America to is this kind of fake Christianity, this fake morality that's kind of whitewashed, pun intended, but not pun, whitewashed on the outside, but inside, see, on the inside, just like here, Nicey, she's wearing white, but she's wearing white, but inside, guess what? This marriage to the woman is what she was wrestling with and struggling with probably most of her adult life, if not all of it, right? These feelings just don't pop up out of the way. You see, the problem is that the Christians are fighting the wrong battle. The paradigm is changing, it's shifting, that we no longer care about right? The society no longer care what God thinks, what the church thinks. Here's a funny tip. It used to be on Sunday, right? You would do your best not to sin on Sundays. As a little child, I actually thought that. If you stood in front of a church, you wouldn't lie, you wouldn't curse. Those days are gone. And what this marriage signifies, or is it just a part of, okay, is, again, go deeper into the consciousness, go deeper into the heart, go deeper into the mindset, where now God is no longer the restrainer. That God is no longer, Christianity is no longer that influencing thought. And I think as Christians, we certainly are fighting the wrong battle, and we're failing to see that that paradigm has shifted. Oh, I didn't mean to do this, huh? Oh. Alright, guys. Up. Alright, anyway. So, I was going to close anyway, but anyway. Alright, so look. As Christians, I think we should wake up. We should wake up. We should wake up and get back to being examples. That we should be examples of God's light, His love, and more so His mercy. Alright, that is my perspective, guys. As always, don't forget to like and share this video, and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. Till next time, I will see you then.